Hey there, Taylor. I wanted to ask you about my wedding dress. Have you given it any more thought? Which one do you think looks the best on me?
Huh? Dress? What do you mean?
Very funny, Taylor. You know what I'm talking about. We just went to try on wedding dresses the other day. Don't tell me you forgot. We're gonna have our meeting with the wedding planner tomorrow, so we need to have a dress picked out by then. I was taking a look at the pictures from that day and wanted to hear what you thought before I made my final choice. So, what do you think?
Oh, we have to make a choice now, huh? I thought we had more time.
No, we don't. Our wedding is next month. I was thinking about going with the more traditional looking one. The others look a bit too gaudy for me. Oh, but then again, you were saying you liked the mermaid one, right? Now that I think about it, I did look pretty cute in that one. What do you think, Taylor? Which dress do you want to see me walking down the aisle in?
I don't know. Whatever one you want is fine. I don't really care. I'm not all that interested in how you look in your wedding dress anyway.
Taylor, why are you being so negative about our wedding?
Look, I know you're super excited about everything. I get it. Women always get excited about their wedding, but could you go to that meeting with the planner tomorrow by yourself?
Taylor, what's gotten into you? I don't understand. First you tell me you aren't interested in my dress, and now you tell me I have to go meet with the planner by myself? Is something wrong, Taylor? Did I say something to hurt you? You've never talked to me like this before.
Good grief, do I have to spell it out for you, Alice? I'm telling you, I don't want to get married to you. So like I said, go to the meeting with the wedding planner tomorrow by yourself. Tell them that the wedding is off, unless you want to have a wedding party for just yourself, in which case, go right ahead, but I'm not paying for anything.
The wedding is off? I'm so confused. Why are you doing this, Taylor? If this is a joke, it's not funny. Are you saying that you don't want to have a wedding? Like, you just want to elope or something? We can do that if that's what you really want, but I wish you would have told me that sooner.
It's not just about the wedding. Didn't you see my text? I said I don't want to get married to you.
What are you saying, Taylor?
I thought I was speaking plain English. Let me try again. I do not want to get married to you. Let's break up right now. I thought about it and realized that there's another woman I want to marry more than you.
Another woman? Just what is that supposed to mean? And you want to call off our wedding now? Are you kidding me? The wedding is next month. You know that, right? We've already sent out invitations. We've made reservations, booked hotels, flights.
Yeah, and so what? That doesn't change a thing. There's someone out there who I like more than you, and there's nothing that you can do to change that. I'm breaking up with you so I can marry the woman I truly love. It's over between us, Alice.
I don't believe this. You told me that I looked beautiful while I was trying on those wedding dresses the other day. I saw the way you looked at me. Those were loving eyes. We've been talking forever about how excited we were about the wedding. We worked so hard planning it together. Are you telling me now that all of that was a lie and you never really wanted to marry me? What's going on, Taylor? Make it make sense.
I thought it was obvious that I was just saying that stuff to be polite. Like, really, Alice? How thick can you possibly be?
How can you talk like that to me after everything we've been through?
Oh, shut up. You want me to be really honest? The reason I said you looked good in those dresses was because I was imagining how good Mia would look in them. Don't you know the expression about putting lipstick on a pig? All the dresses and makeup in the world couldn't make you attractive.
Why are you bringing my little sister into this? I mean, sure, I can admit that most guys would say that she's prettier than me, but she has nothing to do with this. Leave her out of it, okay? This is only about you and me.
Oh, you think Mia isn't involved? You really are dense. Who do you think I want to get married to, Alice? It's Mia! Mia's the girl I want.
What? Wait, what? Taylor, you want to marry my little sister Mia?
I want Mia like I've never wanted any other woman in my life. She's the perfect woman. And what's more, she loves me back. I'm the luckiest man in the world. That's why I want to get rid of you as quickly as possible so I can finally be together with her.
Wait, she loves you back? Mia loves you back? No, please, Taylor, don't tell me the two of you have been seeing each other behind my back. Please tell me that this is all just a one-sided attraction, please.
I don't doubt that you'd like me to tell you that, but it's the truth. We've been seeing each other for a long time now. As a matter of fact, would you like to take a guess at who's sitting next to me at this very moment, holding me tightly as I'm writing this?
Oh my God, no.
Looks like you guessed right. Man, to think you had a hottie like Mia for a sister. I can't believe you're even related. I remember the first time you took me to meet your parents, and I saw Mia sitting on the living room couch. She looked so gorgeous in that white spaghetti strap top she had on. I fell in love with her right then and there. And then when I told her how I felt and asked her out, she said yes without a moment's hesitation.
No, this can't be happening. You were seeing my sister while you were engaged to me? I can't handle this.
Hey, in my defense, I didn't think she was your sister at first. I thought she was maybe a cousin or a neighbor or something. You two look way too different to be sisters. I mean, what's up with your family? Seriously, there's no one else as ugly as you are. Your dad's handsome, your mom's pretty, and your little sister is a real hottie. Were you adopted or something? It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, excuse me for not hitting the genetic lottery, Taylor. When you proposed to me, I was so happy. I was happier than I ever thought I could be. My whole life, I'd been comparing myself to my sister, and I never thought there would be any man who would pick me over her. But you did, Taylor. You picked me. And now, you've betrayed me.
Yeah, if you're gonna get all emotional, do it later, okay? All that matters right now is we're breaking up and I'm marrying Mia. Got that? Make sure you cancel all our reservations tomorrow.
I hope you're proud of yourself, Mia. Thanks to you, my wedding is now off. You stole my fiancé. How could you do this to me? What is wrong with you? Uh-oh, looks like the cat's out of the bag. And don't get mad at me like that. Taylor's the one who came on to me so strongly. He kept begging me to go out with him, so I don't know, I said yes. You think this is funny, do you? Honestly, kinda, yeah. Oh, and just one more point in my defense, I didn't say yes at first. It's just that he was so persistent, I eventually broke down. He wanted me so bad, so I figured, why not? I'll give him a shot and see if he's any good. So, yeah, we started dating. And you didn't have any moral qualms about that? You know, you didn't think that maybe it was wrong to sleep with your sister's fiancé? Did you ever think of me or my feelings even once? Hey, like, come on, Alice. It's not like this is totally my fault. It's your fault for not being able to keep your man interested in you. If he was unfaithful, it's obviously because he wasn't getting everything he needed from you. You're a piece of work, Mia. You're telling me it's my fault he cheated on me? Yeah, duh, obviously. I mean, I don't see how a man could be with you and not cheat. Like, have you looked in the mirror lately? Excuse me? You're ugly. Your legs are short and stumpy, you're pudgy around the waist, and you've got an awful unibrow. How could you expect to keep a man being as ugly as you are? There's not a man in the world who would pick you over me. You're the worst, Mia. Not only do you not have the slightest bit of remorse for what you did to me, you're insulting me on top of that. Well, it's whatever. Go ahead and have Taylor. I don't need any man who would betray me like that. I wouldn't count on receiving many well wishes at your wedding, though. Mom and Dad are going to be furious when they find out about this. They're not going to give you 1 cent towards your wedding. I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. I think they'll be pretty happy, actually, once they hear that they're finally going to have their first grandchild. Grandchild? No. You're pregnant? I am indeed. Mom and Dad will probably be a little surprised at first, but remember, this is my baby we're talking about. Whether it's a boy or a girl, my baby's gonna be the cutest little angel they've ever seen. Other than me, of course. I think they'll come around and accept our relationship once they see their grandchild's adorable face. Just when I think you couldn't be any worse, not only have you stolen my fiancé, you're pregnant with his child. Yep, and guess what? That means you're gonna be an aunt. Be sure to buy us a good gift for our baby shower. You managed to get a pretty good job at a big company despite being ugly as sin, so you'll have no problem buying something high-end. Oh, and be sure to bring your wallet to our wedding too.
Yo, Alice, you got our wedding invitation, right? We went out of our way to invite you, so you'd better come. Got it?
I'm afraid I won't be in attendance, Taylor.
Huh? Why not?
Why do you think, you moron? You've got some nerve sending me a wedding invitation after cheating on me like you did.
Oh, grow up, would you? Seriously, you're acting like a spoiled little brat. She's your family, Alice. This is your little sister's wedding. You're not gonna go to your only sister's wedding? What kind of cold-hearted, bitter, jealous person refuses to go to their own sister's wedding? I expected better from you, Alice. I'm really, really disappointed.
My sister? Who are you talking about? I don't have any sister. Were you maybe referring to that awful, vile, home-wrecking slut who stole my fiancé from me and even got knocked up by him for good measure? If that's the person you're referring to, then you're sadly mistaken. She's not my sister. Not anymore.
Oh, someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Or maybe it's just that time of the month. Be careful, Alice. You're already ugly enough when you're not angry. Imagine how ugly you look right now.
Excuse me?
Look, I get it. You're jealous of your sister because she's prettier than you. But no matter what you do or say, I'm not gonna get back together with you. So give up on me, okay? You can hate your sister all you want, but it's not gonna help you. Mia is the only girl in the world for me right now. And there's no woman, least of all you, who could take me away from her.
Get over yourself, you narcissistic lecher. I don't have any feelings left for you.
Sure you don't, sure. Whatever you say. Tell you what, if it'll make you feel better, how about you and me getting together every once in a while for a little afternoon delight while Mia's pregnant?
What?
With Mia being pregnant and all, we just can't have as much fun as we usually do, get it? She needs a break and I need an outlet, so what's the issue? It's not like you've got any other guys on the hook.
You really are the worst man I've ever met. I'm at a loss for words.
Hey, at least I'm not as bad as someone who's gonna skip her own sister's wedding. I don't want to hear any moralistic nonsense from someone who's having a hissy fit over something as trivial as breaking up with her boyfriend. You're her sister. You have a responsibility to be there for Mia on the happiest day of her life.
I thought I made it clear that I don't have a sister.
Huh?
Mia's been excommunicated by the family. She's not my sister, she's not my family, she isn't anything to me anymore. Were you not paying attention when I told you that earlier? There is absolutely nothing connecting the two of us anymore, so I'm not under any obligation to go to her wedding.
Wait, what did you mean just now? You said she was excommunicated by the family? What? I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I don't imagine that would be a very pleasant topic for Mia to breach with you. She was so confident that Mom and Dad would be thrilled to hear about the good news, but they were actually enraged to a point I've never seen from them before. I totally understand why she would keep that a secret from her fiancé.
No way. You mean your parents don't support our marriage? But I don't get it. They're gonna have a grandchild. They should be thrilled. Isn't that every parent's dream, to meet their grandchildren?
Yeah, Mia seemed real confident and pleased with herself when she dropped that bomb on my parents, but her expression sank real fast when she saw how red-faced and angry they were. You should have heard my dad. He told her, "We are never going to give our blessing to your relationship. You stole your sister's fiancé and got pregnant with his child. You're no longer welcome in this house or in our lives. Get out now."
Oh, come on, really? They got that mad about us being together? Seriously, what is wrong with your parents? They've got to be out of their minds.
Would you mind elaborating on that?
What more needs to be said? They should be more aware than anyone else that they have one daughter who's gorgeous and one who's horrendously ugly. Did they really think any sane man would pick you over Mia? Not to mention they're just going to abandon their own grandchild. It makes zero sense for them to take your side. If they knew what was best for them, they'd kick your ugly face out of the house, not Mia.
Could you be a bit more creative with your insults? Hearing ugly, ugly, ugly every sentence is getting old. Besides, ugly or not, I'm still their child. Their real child. In what universe would someone prioritize an adopted child over their own biological child?
Huh? Adopted? Wait.
My parents raised Mia and loved her like she was their own. But their adopted daughter did the lowest, cruelest, and most hurtful thing possible to their real daughter. I don't see any other way this could have ended but with her getting shown the door. She didn't just betray me, she betrayed the parents who took her in out of love and compassion.
Hold on. Back up. You're dropping a really big bomb on me right now, and it's pretty hard to take in. So, Mia was adopted?
You said it yourself, Taylor. Looking at us, you'd never guess that we were sisters, and, well, there's a very good reason for that. We're not sisters, not biologically anyway. Mia isn't my parents' daughter. She was adopted.
Oh, okay, now I get it. I mean, what? She was adopted? I had no idea. She never told me.
Although she is technically related to us, but only barely. The truth is, Mia was the love child of one of my dad's relatives. That relative died in a sudden accident, and we only ever learned about Mia's existence after that. It sent the family into total chaos. Not only did they have to deal with the death of a relative, they had to deal with the aftermath of his infidelity. They had a long series of discussions about whether one of them would take her in or would they just put her in an orphanage. My dad's conscience wouldn't let them just throw her away like that, so he said that he would adopt her and raise her as his own.
No way! But Mia looks exactly like your parents. There's no way she was adopted. Both of your parents are attractive people. Your family clearly has good genes. The only one who looks out of place is you. You must be the one that's adopted.
Don't take my word for it. My relatives all say that I look just like my mom when she was younger. I'd say I look like my dad, too, if you ask me.
BS, you're lying.
Back when they were kids, both my mom and my dad were actually kind of short and chubby. They hit their growth spurts during puberty, and then everything kind of evened out.
Really? I find that kind of hard to believe.
Ever since they first took her in, my parents loved Mia just as much as they loved me. They didn't play favorites or anything. I never thought of Mia as anything but my beloved younger sister. But now, Mia betrayed me in the most viciously evil way I could think of. And not just me, in doing so, she also betrayed my parents in a big way. I'll never forget the tears in my mom's eyes when she looked at Mia and told her, "I will never call you my daughter ever again as long as I live." It was one of the most heartbreaking things I'd ever seen.
This can't be happening. I was so sure that your parents would support us being together. I thought they'd be ecstatic to learn that Mia was pregnant with their grandchild. I never thought things would turn out this way.
Speaking of that grandchild, my parents also were very clear that they never want to meet the baby or have any part in the baby's life. So, looks like you're gonna have to step up, Daddy. You had better work hard to get a promotion at work, because you're the only person in the world who Mia and the baby can count on to support them.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and I know you already sent all your invitations out, so I hate to tell you this after the fact, but don't count on anyone in the family coming. And no, I'm not just talking about my parents. I mean my aunts, uncles, cousins, etc. Hope you can fill all the seats with your side of the family, or else it's gonna be a pretty empty venue.
This isn't fair. Why am I the one getting kicked out of the family? I'm prettier than you, I'm younger than you, I have everything they could want in a daughter. They should be kissing the ground I walk on for giving them a grandchild.
You really still don't get it? They did love you. They were proud of you. You were every bit their daughter as I was. And then you went and betrayed us all. How do you think that made them feel?
Shut up, Alice. If they really loved me, then they should see me as completely equal to you. But if they're kicking me out, not you, then what does that mean? It means they still see me as just a girl they adopted who they can throw away whenever they feel like it. Why would they stick up for you when they have a daughter like me? I don't get it. It's not fair.
Mia, you're pregnant, aren't you? You have a baby, a precious human life inside of you this very moment. I think it should be pretty easy for you to understand how my parents feel considering that.
What do you mean?
Mothers go through morning sickness, they gain weight, they practically offer up their bodies as human sacrifices to help their babies grow bigger and stronger. And finally, they go through indescribable pain to bring them into the world. Even if I'm not a knockout beauty like you, even if I haven't given them a grandchild like you, there's nothing in this world that could bring my parents to toss the child they gave life to into the garbage and replace me with someone else. Let me put it to you this way. If your baby is ugly, will you put them up for adoption?
Well, of course not. I could never do such a thing.
And there it is. Do you get it now? Seriously, how did you ever think you could get my parents to take your side against me? Seriously, Mia, you're such an idiot.
But it's still not fair. I'm the beautiful one. You could ask anyone in the entire world which of us is prettier, and they'd say it was me every single time. Our neighbors always told me how beautiful I was ever since I started living with you guys. Mom and Dad have every reason to take my side against you. I was sure that this was my chance to have them all to myself, to be their one and only true daughter.
Wait, what?
I was always superior to you in every single way, except for one. You were their real daughter and I wasn't. That's why I stole Taylor from you, to show them how superior I was. What kind of pathetic loser gets their fiancé stolen by their younger sister? They should be embarrassed to call you their daughter. I thought that once I showed them what you really were, they'd abandon you. Then I could be their one and only daughter, their real daughter, the one they really love.
Mia, is that really what this was all about? You were just trying to be my parents' favorite? You did all of this in hopes of getting me cut off from the family so you could have them all to yourself?
That's exactly why I did it. I had to do it. I had no other choice. If I could just get married before you did and give them a grandchild before you did, then I was sure to become their favorite daughter. Then they'd choose me, their adopted daughter, over you, their real daughter. And you wouldn't be their real daughter anymore. I would be their real daughter.
Oh no, you poor thing. You didn't need to do any of that. Mom and Dad always thought of you as their real daughter. It didn't matter that I was their biological daughter and you weren't. They loved us both just the same. I wasn't their number one. Both of us were.
You can't have two number ones. There can only be one number one, and it had to be me.
Mia.
That's why I worked so hard from the time I was a little girl to make everything about myself as perfect as possible. I had to be prettier, smarter, stronger, better in every way I possibly could be in order to prove myself to them. But you didn't deserve anything from them. The only reason they ever had to love you was the fact that you were their biological daughter. You weren't pretty. You weren't any of the things I was.
This is just sad, Mia.
I wanted to get you out of the house and out of my way as quickly as possible. All I wanted was to have their love all for myself. That's all I wanted. Was that so much to ask? But now look at what's happened. I don't get it. Why? Why, Alice? Why?
This all happened as a direct result of your actions, Mia. I understand it must have been difficult for you growing up as an adopted child alongside me, but Mom and Dad would never have wanted you to do something like this. All they wanted was for us to stay together as a family forever. I wish there was some way I could make you understand.
Shut up! I don't need your lectures. You don't know anything about Mom and Dad. I do. I had to know everything about them. I had to make them love me. I earned their love.
And you had it.
I never saw you as my sister. All you were was fat, ugly, stupid, dead weight. You don't deserve to be my sister. You let me steal your fiancé away from you. I won, you lost. It doesn't matter if Mom and Dad chose you over me. I still beat you, and nothing you do can ever change that.
You're right, Mia. You're completely right. I was betrayed by the person who I had loved for as long as I can remember as my little sister. You beat me. I'm a loser. But there are plenty of other men out there. The next time I give my heart to a man, he's not going to be a lying, cheating jerk. Parents, however, are in much shorter supply. And the only parents you've ever known just abandoned you. If I'm a loser, what does that make you?
Don't compare me to you. I am nothing like you.
Someday I'm sure you'll come to understand what a massive mistake you've made. You threw away something that you can never, ever get back, and when that reality sets in, well, you're gonna be in for a hard time. It's far too late for you to regret what you've done and make amends. Mom and Dad have already blocked your number. They never want to speak to you again.
No, they can't do that. I'm their daughter. It's never too late. I'll go and apologize to them once they've cooled their heads. It'll all be okay. It has to be okay.
Sorry, Mia, but some things can't be undone and some words can't be unsaid. I hope you and Taylor can find some semblance of happiness together. And remember, now Taylor and that baby are the only family you have in the world. I hope you treat your new family better than you treated your last one. Mia and Taylor had their wedding as scheduled, but just as I predicted, not one person Mia invited came. None of her friends and none of her now former family. And what's worse, not even Taylor's family and friends came to celebrate with them. Taylor knew this would happen when every single person RSVP'd saying they weren't gonna come. He tried to salvage it somehow by going directly to people and begging them to come, but it was no use. It seems none of them were interested in celebrating the wedding between a cheating man and a backstabbing sister. They ended up getting no presents from anyone and still having to foot the bill for the venue, dress, tuxedo, and reception all by themselves. The baby was born healthy and strong sometime after that, but just like with their wedding, they didn't get any gifts or even congratulations from any of their friends or family. So Taylor's now working double shifts at his job to work off the costs of their wedding and raising their baby, and Mia's left all day trying to figure out how to take care of a baby with no advice from her mother or other older relatives. She's now just a shadow of her old self, and all the beauty that she had once staked her pride on is a thing of the past. I only wish she could have learned her lesson before it was too late.
Hey sis! I just wanted to say congratulations! I heard from Dad that you got engaged.
Thanks, Abby.
I mean, who would have thought that you were ever getting engaged? Wow! I guess there are really people in this world with odd preferences. Who on earth would actively choose an ugly person as their wife?
Haha, very funny.
Are you sure this isn't some type of fraud? We both know that no one in their right mind would try to date a nerd like you, who doesn't even do her nails. Neither did I think you had any interest in men. You seem like the type to be reading instead of going on dates.
You went out of your way and messaged me just to say that? Is it so much to ask for a sincere congratulations from you?
You're getting congratulated plenty enough by Dad and the rest of our family. Someone needs to show you your place. Ever since we were little, you were the smart one. You went to a good college and you got to work at a great company. And now you get to have a happy marriage? You're the daughter of our parents' dreams. Really? I hope you're enjoying kissing their feet like this.
Really, Abby?
Can you really imagine how it's like to be the younger sister of such a prodigy? Mom and Dad are probably gonna start comparing me to you again. And they'll start asking me when I'm gonna get married. I'm tired of hearing the line, "Just learn from your sister." Why do you keep torturing me like this? Just seeing you carry your life with such ease makes me want to puke.
Mom and Dad are just worried about you, and that's why they say all of those things. You know, that they just want the best for you. And if you don't want them saying those things for you, then I suggest that you try and getting an actual job for once.
What did you just say to me?
I heard about everything from Dad. You got fired from your part-time job in 3 days again, right? You've been doing this over and over again, ever since you graduated from high school. Why wouldn't mom and dad be worried for you?
Shut up! I only got fired because my hard-headed boss wouldn't let it slide when I was 3 hours late. He's the one who needs to learn how to forgive people. But guess what? Mom and dad just get angry at me for it. You'd never understand how I feel. Always getting praised for every single step you take.
Abby,
Don't expect everything to keep going your way, because I know for a fact that things between you and me are going to even out. I'll make sure that they do.
Hey, Jess. Do you have a minute? I have something really important that I need to tell you.
hey, honey, what's up?
I'm sorry about this being so sudden, but I need you to break up with me. I can't get married to you. I'm sorry.
What do you mean you can't get married with me? Is this a prank or something? What have I ever done to make you regret proposing to me?
Nothing. You're an absolutely amazing person, Jess. And I'm grateful for all the time that I got to spend together with you. But I found someone that I just know is the person for me.
Who?
I don't want you to freak out, but it's actually Abby. I decided that I want to spend the rest of my life with her. And if you care for me, then you'd want the best for me, right?
What? Abby? Like my sister? What? You just met someone else with the same name, right?
No, I'm talking about your younger sister. We started dating last week.
You were cheating on me?
Well, yeah. I've always thought of her as your cute little sister, but I started to see her as another type of cute, and my feelings started to shift towards her. That's when she hit me up and we started talking through text. She seemed really enthusiastic with getting to know me, and one thing led to another, and I couldn't keep lying to myself. I'm sorry.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. You cheated on me while you were still engaged with me. And of all people, with my little sister? And now you want to cancel our engagement and to get married with her? Are you insane?
I ask that to myself every night, but I can't control my feelings. And my feelings are telling me that I love Abby more than I love you. Do you really want to get married with someone like that? Ever since I started developing feelings for Abby, I can't stand being in the same room with you. I feel like I'm about to suffocate. I think that us splitting and you finding a new partner while I marry the person I love is the best choice for all of us. To be completely honest with you, I've been having my doubts about this marriage for a while. I like you, and I think that you're an earnest, respectable woman, but you just gotta raise again, right? I don't know. I just feel like I'm less valuable when I'm with you. It just isn't as enjoyable as being with someone who I can feel like I'm protecting.
What does me getting a raise have anything to do with your value as a person? You are the one who's been cheering me for the past few years. And my hard work pays off and I get raises. And you suddenly feel less valuable? You should have just told me if you felt that way.
I have my pride. I can't just tell you how I feel. We just didn't click in that sense. Abby is the type who can't do anything by herself. And I feel like I'm the type of person to thrive more when supporting someone like that.
I don't get it. It just seems to me that all you're thinking about is yourself. You support me whenever you feel like it, but you get hurt for no reason after my hard work pays off. And now you cheat on me because you felt like it? I can't believe you.
Whatever. Let's split then. I wouldn't want to marry a man who gets hurt and starts cheating because his wife got a raise anyways.
Alright. I guess you're gonna be my sister-in-law from now on then.
Huh? Wait, you still think you can marry my sister?
What? Why not? Nothing's changed from when I was about to marry you.
You're the man who's trying to switch from me to my sister right before the wedding. Do you really think my parents are going to accept you as their son-in-law?
I mean, that doesn't change the fact that their precious daughter is getting married, right? Besides, they've been eager to see either one of you get married, so I'm sure they'll understand the circumstances and allow this to happen.
We'll see about that.
I hope we can put this in the past. and support each other as siblings-in-law. This really is a dream come true, being able to marry into a wealthy household like yours with the wife of my dreams. If anything happens, I'm counting on you, sis.
What do you mean by wealthy? My parents are both office workers at ordinary companies.
That's the biggest understatement I heard all year. Have you seen the house they live in? A pair of office workers wouldn't be able to afford that kind of house. I was shook when I first saw it when I came over to say hi to your parents. I expected to see a house and you took me to a castle. Why didn't you ever tell me that you were so rich?
I think there's a misunderstanding here. That house.
Oh yeah, me and Abby are thinking of living in that castle after we get married.
What?
I mean, you see it once in a while, right? Where the married couple moves back in, lives together with their parents. We're thinking of doing that. So when that happens, you're gonna have to ask you to find your own place. I really don't think Abby would like me to be living under the same roof as my ex-girlfriend, you know?
I'm done listening to your stupid favors, Dan. Why do I need to move out so that you two can move in? That makes no sense.
Really, Jess? Two of the people who you care about the most are wanting to move in. Do you really have a choice? Besides, I'm gonna be the only male in this generation for the Stevens family. As the leader of the family, you're gonna need me at the headquarters, you know?
This is so stupid.
Say what you want, but that's just how it's gonna have to be. Abby and I will take good care of the house and your parents, so don't worry. This is the best way for our whole family to thrive.
I built that house, Dan.
What?
You think you're going to be the leader of the house when you get married with Abby? Well, if you're going to want to be the leader of that house, then I'm gonna need you to buy it off of me. Then you'll truly be the leader of that house.
I'm not really getting what you're saying. What do you mean you built that house?
I mean, it's just the way it sounds. I built that house with the money I earned myself.
What?
I did think that it was odd that you decided to make such a risky choice. Cheating on me and trying to marry my own sister? But I get it now. You thought that you would get everything that our family had to offer. Wow. Just wow. All of the love that I built up for you over these years just flushed out like nothing. Thank God you cheated on me. I was about to make the worst mistake of my life, marrying you.
It still does not make any sense, no matter how much I think about it. You built that house with your money. It would take centuries to save up enough to build a house like that. You're lying to try and keep me and Abby from moving in, aren't you?
You really think I'm lying?
Yeah. We're not talking about some big house in the neighborhood. That was a mansion. It would take a few $1 million at the least to build that kind of house. No matter how many raises you're getting, it doesn't add up. You're really trying to tell me that you've been a millionaire all this time?
Yes, I am. I own a patent.
A patent?
Yes, one that I earned during the summer break of 7th grade. I was listing ideas about the kinds of stationery goods that I thought would be a good concept in my notebook. And my parents said that it might be a good idea to get a patent for them. So that's what I did.
Are patents something you can just get when you feel like it?
I mean, it was a lot of work. But my parents were weirdly committed at the time. So we got through. And a stationery goods maker saw my designs and offered me a contract. Lo and behold, now I'm making a very good amount of money off of that contract.
What?
Right now, I have income from both my day job and the contract that I made with my client. So I was able to save up millions. After a while, I decided to build a mansion for myself and my parents. And here I am. This is all thanks to my parents who let me pursue my random passion and took it serious enough to get a patent for me. So I wanted to give back to them, like any normal person would.
Wait. So that huge house is actually owned by you?
Yes.
So even if I marry into your family and become the man of the house, I'll still never own the house.
Exactly. Not that I'm ever going to allow you to move into my house anyways.
Why not?
Why would I? Did you really expect me to let you stay in my own house after everything you've done to me?
You gotta be kidding me. But all of the choices that I made were made given that I'd be able to live in that house. It was the biggest integer in my equation, to a dream life.
And why should I care? If you want to live in my house, then I'm gonna need you to pay some rent. Or you can buy the whole thing off of me with one-time payment.
I need to pay you rent or buy the whole house off you.
The rent will be $5,000 a month. If you're thinking of buying, then it'll cost you about $5 million.
What? How would I be able to pay an amount like that?
But if you can't pay for it, then don't ask for it.
But
A small apartment suits the two of you better anyways. You won't be setting a single foot in my house ever again.
But my dream house, my mansion.
It's my mansion, Dan. Whatever. I hope you have a happy life together with Abby. Goodbye. Jess! It's an emergency! I just got called out by Mom and Dad. They said that they weren't going to let me live in their house if I'm going to get married with Dan. They just dumped all of my belongings out onto the lawn and told me that they're not my parents anymore. It's fine, Abby. Even if you lost your parents, you gain a great husband who's going to take care of you for the rest of your life, right? If your family throws you away, then just make a new family. Ugh! You're not helping! All I did was pursue my own feelings. And that's all he did too. But Mom and Dad side with you. As always, just because you're a little bit smarter than me. Why does everyone side with you instead of me? This isn't fair. This is completely fair, Abby. All I did was work hard and try to make subtle but consistent progress since I was little. And everyone knows that I earned everything that I have right now. That's why they side with me. I'm not like you, who never worked hard for anything and kept putting off your responsibilities. We each had a fair chance at life, and I made the most of it. You dove for expedient pleasure every time it was offered, and this is where it got you. When did I ever not work hard? For starters, you never did your homework or studied simply because you didn't want to. Whenever our parents try to find your passion for you, like that soccer club or the spelling bee, you just whine about not wanting to be there and slack off. They tried to get you to learn how to play the piano, but you threw a tantrum and ripped up the music sheets and ran off. Anytime our parents would try to help you get back on your track, you would just run away from the opportunity. That's what sets us apart. I never ran away from an opportunity, no matter how intimidating it is. What was I supposed to do? I don't want to do what I don't want to do. You only get to use that as an excuse up until 3rd grade, Abby. But you never grew up. You never got a proper job because you were afraid of the commitment. And even for part-time jobs that don't require much commitment, you still have never kept the same job for more than a week. I'm surprised that Mom and Dad even kept dealing with your bullshit up until this point. That's just how large their hearts are. But you still manage to fail them. Take initiative, Abby. Take initiative for once in your life. Ugh, stop telling me everything I already know. You'd never understand how someone who can't carry out life with ease like you can. Don't tell me that you can't, when you've never tried for a single time in your life. And you know what? You'd never understand how I have to feel either. How it feels to have your fiancé taken away from your own little sister. Do you think you have it difficult compared to me? Do you? You know what? Maybe I should sue you too. It doesn't matter whether you're my sister or you're my family or whatever. You need to take responsibility for harming me like this. Hold on. Please, just take a deep breath. You're really going to sue your own sister for money? Even though we're family? How could you do that to me? How could you ruin my marriage? You know what? I have some dignity, unlike you. Get away from me. Somewhere far away. If you do that, then I won't sue you. Really? So I won't have to pay you any money? But you need to do it right now. Leave this down. Right now. I'll be right on it. You'll never have to see my face ever again.
Sorry about everything that's happened lately, Jess. I really do regret every single part of it from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, really? You regret doing all of this?
Yeah, I can't believe that I even had the thought of leaving you to marry your little sister. I was crazy, but I'm glad to be able to tell you that it was all a misunderstanding.
What?
I never even imagined that you were the one who built that mansion on your own. I mean, your parents seem very kind and hardworking, so I completely thought that they owned the house. I mean, they even have a daughter like your younger sister, but they still live in a house like that, so it's only natural to think that they have the financial freedom to choose to keep raising her at this age, you know? I was practically set up to believe in all of that.
I was the one who continued to raise my sister, Dan. And I paid a full fee for this house, including her portion.
I'm so sorry. All of these misunderstandings blinded me from the right choice, and they forced me to do what I did. And I even went as far as to cheat on you with your own sister. But I'm very proud to tell you that I already broke up with her. So please, give me a second chance.
What? You broke up with her? I thought she was the love of your life. What a waste.
I gave some deep thought to it, and it turned out that she wasn't the love of my life at all.
What?
I was jealous of the way you were so successful, and I wanted to feel the feeling of someone needing me unconditionally. Deep down, it was always you that I loved.
I've never heard such an unromantic confession of love, and I've never felt my heart beat so slowly than before.
Please don't say that. What do you say? Would you like to start over with me? I promise that I'll make you the happiest girl in the world. No matter how many raises you get, and no matter how successful you become. I'll never do such a thing, or feel that way. I'll cheer you on. So please, give me one last chance. Will you please marry me?
Why would I marry an idiot like you? And I'll be suing you.
What?
I promised Abby that I wouldn't sue her as long as I never see her face again. But you're a different case. I expect to never see you again. And on top of that, I'll have you pay for all the things in my life that you've taken away.
You gotta be kidding. Can you at least give me a promise to keep in exchange for not being sued too?
Alright, then I won't sue you if you're able to buy my mansion from me.
Buy your mansion?
Yes. You can't? Alright. I guess you broke our promise then. I'll be contacting you through my lawyer in a few days. If you truly regret everything you've done, then I expect you to make the full payment.
Please, hold on, Jess. Look, can we just meet in person, talk things out? I'm sure you'll feel differently once you see my face in person.
I have no choice but to punch your face once I see it in person, so I think I'm good. Goodbye. After suing Dan in court, I was able to receive a decent amount of money for compensation fees. On top of that, we officially resolved our engagement. Since Abby promised to never show her face to me again, I have never even heard of her, and no one knows what she's doing or where she is right now. Apparently my parents know all about where she is and what she does, but they seem utterly and completely done with Abby. So it seems that they have no intention in seeing her ever again, regardless of this knowledge. My ex, Dan, had spent all of his savings to pay the court fees, so he tried to move back in with his parents, but they rejected him after hearing what he'd done to me. And I heard that none of his relatives are speaking to him ever again. Even his friends would mock him for wasting such a good opportunity, and now he lives in a small apartment, going back and forth from work and on there. I, on the other hand, have been working hard every day after all of this, because I believe that the people who work hard should be able to make the most out of life. And I have no intention in letting my crappy ex get in the way of achieving that.
I think I'll head over to get you tomorrow at around 10 a.m. or so. Does that work for you?
I'm so anxious about everything right now that I'll be awake bright and early tomorrow, so you bet that time will work for me.
Well, that's not an answer that makes me think that things are okay there.
Well, I'm finally going to get to meet your mom after you asked for my hand in marriage. And asking me not to get nervous about meeting her now is like asking a fish not to swim.
I'm sorry about that. I really wanted to come and meet your parents first to talk about all of this.
And I'm sorry that my parents are always so busy and never seem to have the time to come around us. I'm worried right now whether this gift that I've got to bring to your mom is even enough or not. Do you think I should bring some other stuff as well?
I said you'll be alright. You bought some stuff for my mom that she likes, and getting a ton of things for her would be too much since she lives by herself now. She wouldn't even be able to eat all of those chocolates, right?
I get that, but
I think you'll be just fine, Mindy. Now, there's something I'd like to ask you. And if you don't want to do it, you can just say no to me, okay?
you have something else to ask of me? What do you need?
Well, actually, before you come over to see my mom again, well, my mom is asking to talk with you over the phone.
What do you mean?
Well, she told me to give her your number, and so, well, you're gonna be seeing her again tomorrow, so if she really wants to talk with you, there's always tomorrow. But it seems she really does have something she wants to ask you over text or something.
I wonder what she wants to ask me. Well, I guess I don't really care if she has my number or not.
I didn't get to hear everything from her, but I think she wants to talk with you about having you make lunch for us tomorrow, so that might be what this is all about. She might be asking you if you have any preferences on what to cook and things like that.
I guess I'd be the same if I had something to ask about before meeting up. But I'm sure she already knows about the kinds of foods I like and what I can cook, right?
Well, I guess you'll just have to wait and see what this is all about. You okay with talking to her then?
I think I'll be fine. I'm sure she'll need my number anyway, since we'll probably start to talk even more now that she knows that I'm your fiancé. And of course, after we marry, she'll want to stay updated about us.
Well, she does have a lot of time on her hands ever since my dad passed away and left her all this money, as well as some of the money I give her every month, so I just want to tell you right now that if she finds out you do have a lot of time to be on your phone, she'll start texting and calling about everything. You sure you're gonna be alright with that?
Stop trying to make it seem as though she'd never stop talking to me. I'm sure I'd rather be able to talk to her when I need to, rather than never be able to talk to her at all. And I doubt she's going to be as crazy as you think.
Fair enough. And you love to communicate with others, so I guess there was no stopping you from wanting to talk to my mom.
Well, that's just my thing, making sure that I have all my bases set through asking and confirming.
Well, I'll go let her know your number and then the two of you can start chatting. If there are ever times you're too busy to respond to her or she just starts to get a bit annoying, just let me know. I'll handle it. I just want you to know that you don't have to be on the phone with her all the time, okay?
Thank you.
Oh, and one other thing. If she does say anything you don't like, please be sure to let me know about it right away.
Does something I don't like?
I think things will be alright between you two, but, well, that's at least what I want to think. Actually, when it comes to my mom, she really loves judging people based off their education.
Based off their education?
Well, even though he's not around anymore, my dad graduated from Harvard. And as for my mom, she's from an all-female school in the UK where she graduated from while her parents were living over there. So she's always going on about what kinds of degrees people have and about where they've gone to school. I was actually very lucky to have her as a parent because, well, she made sure I was able to go to a really good high school. And then after that, to an amazing university and everything, without even having to test into them.
Is that so?
Really, I did want to go to the same school as my friends, but, well, she ended up having a path already laid out for me, so there was not much else I could do about it.
Well then, am I going to be okay?
Well, I told her that you are a lot like my dad, so I think she won't hold too much against you. Well, that's what I want to believe, but I think she'll refrain from saying anything to you over that pretext. I'm sorry if what I've talked about has caused you any worries.
No worries, I'll be alright. After all, she's your mom and she birthed and raised you, right? So I doubt she'd be the kind of person to only judge me based on my education and would be much more open-minded towards me just like you've been.
Thank you so much for saying something like that.
And if she does mention anything about my past, well, I'll just explain everything around it to her.
I'm glad you have confidence, Mindy. Now, I'm going to give my mom your number, okay?
Thank you. It's so nice to meet you, Mindy. This is Richie's mom, and you can call me Lorraine. I understand that the both of us will be meeting again for what seems like the first time in such a long time, so I'm sorry for texting you the night before. I am assuming that this is your number, Mindy?
Nice to talk to you again, Lorraine. And thank you for allowing me the chance to finally come and meet you for lunch tomorrow after all this time. And thank you for taking your time to contact me the day before.
Well, there are some things I'd like to ask you before having you come out to meet me. So I made sure to ask my son over and over again to give me your number. I'm not catching you at a bad time, right?
Not at all. I'm happy to be able to talk with you right now. And so, what's this that you'd like to ask me about?
Tomorrow, we'll all be getting together to have lunch and talk, correct? I've been thinking of ordering sushi for lunch. There's a very famous sushi restaurant just down the road that I can ask to bring us some great food. But I wanted to ask and make sure you're okay with raw fish.
Oh, thank you so much. I love eating sushi.
Well, that's wonderful to hear.
But I have to ask, weren't you planning on having me cook lunch for all of us tomorrow?
Well, I just decided on having sushi instead for lunch so that I didn't stress you out with this visit all too much. And this was only one of my questions for you.
Only one of them?
What I really have been wanting to ask you, we'll talk about right now. You are aware that both my husband and my son are Harvard alumni, right?
That's right, and I'm well aware of that.
My husband is no longer with us anymore, but he graduated from one of the best universities in the U.S. And right after he graduated from there, he began to create a large group of companies that he managed, and then later brought me into his life to become his housewife. So you are well aware that when it comes to someone, the one and only thing you can judge everything about them based off of is their education, right?
I suppose you can judge someone pretty well based off their education.
My son is in the same boat now, graduating from Harvard and landing himself a job that pays him very, very well. He even makes enough to send me an allowance every month. Of course, I'm able to live very easily with the money my husband left for me after passing away, but Richie has been thinking a lot about my future and said that I shouldn't try to use up all that money so quickly.
I've heard from Richie that he's sending you money every month. He really is such an amazing son.
He sure is. I was really worried about what would happen with everything after my husband passed, but now that Richie is sending me money, I should even be able to live off of just that amount for the rest of my life. You can tell just by how wonderful my son is that me birthing and raising him was without any flaws.
Without any flaws? You're talking about Richie, right?
I tried a whole lot of things with that boy ever since he was a little guy, and after making him go to a private high school and then off to Harvard, I can say that he is my little masterpiece.
I heard from him that you made sure he went to all the schools you wanted him at.
My husband is from Harvard after all, right? And I might not have come from Harvard, but my school is international, so I can still brag about it, right?
You both have graduated from very amazing schools, correct?
That's right! In England, everyone would call the college I went to the College of Princesses. So not only is it well known over there, but it's viewed as a school with quite an image of luxury and fine education. But it's not just my husband and I that graduated from college, but all our parents as well. So I really do have a bias towards schooling, even after high school. But we can just say that's all in my genes, and it'll be in my son's genes as well.
In his genes as well?
So this is why I want my son to date a woman with a history in education, and I want him to marry a woman that is from some higher education, and I want him to have kids with her that are all as smart as him and his wife are.
I see.
And so that's why, starting now, I have some very important things to ask you. Can you please tell me what university you graduated from?
I understand that this might come as a heartbreaking surprise to you, but I never graduated from any university.
What? What does that mean? Are you trying to tell me that you never graduated from anywhere like Harvard or a school like mine?
I'm sorry, but I've never been to any sort of high-level university like the ones you've mentioned.
But you've at least gone to and graduated from a school overseas, right?
No, actually, the last level of education I graduated from was middle school.
Middle school? You have to be kidding me right now. Why would a person like that be going out with my son right now? No frickin' way. This all has to be some kind of twisted joke, right? I know for a fact that recently young women like you just love to be sarcastic and make jokes such as this one. No, this is not a joke. You and my son met within his company, and that's where you both started dating, right? That's what both Richie and you have told me in the past. And as we've said, we did meet inside the company. But you'd have to have a pretty decent education to be working in the same company as my son, right? So tell me how a middle school graduate could have ended up there. And I'd love to explain all of that in detail to you right now. Don't tell me you have ties within that company and were brought in through the back door. The back door? Well, there are things like that, right? Companies need to start hiring more women, and so they do it only for their image, right? Either that, or you have some kind of friend running the place and they brought you in without you ever having to take an interview. I bet that friend of yours knew about Richie and you've been wanting to marry him. So your friend allowed you to start working within the company only so that you could get him and then leave as soon as you're both married, right? I cannot believe what I'm hearing. My son, who I've put so much blood and sweat into, is being carried off by some idiot of a wretched woman.
Hold on for one moment, Lorraine. Allow me to explain everything to you.
Stop talking to me right now. I don't even want your phone number anymore. I want you to forget about ever having the chance to marry my son, okay? I did not raise my son to marry someone who's never graduated from college and thinks that it's fine to work at a high-level company only to get to my son.
Could you please stop saying that about me? I understand that I only ever graduated from middle school, but there is a very important reason for all of that.
No matter what kind of excuse you give me for that, it doesn't change that you have no education. You are a middle school graduate, and that's all. My son was so good with his studies back in the day, but I guess he was a weak spot for women like you. The girl he was dating before you was the same deal, telling me she had no plans of going to college. And so I told her to get lost and that she'd never have a chance to marry my son.
Huh? Never get a chance to?
My husband and I both come from elite backgrounds, and we made sure to make lots of powerful friends to help us raise our boy into a man that would be able to do anything. So when we finally said to him that he could start dating, we told him all the women he brings home only get one chance to impress us.
Well, can you let me explain what's going on here so that you'll be impressed with me?
No, I will not. I don't want to talk with a middle school graduate like you any longer. You'll only start to make me more stupid, so I have to leave before that happens. And know that your marriage to my son is no more, please.
Just give me a chance. Think about your son's happiness and let me explain what's going on here.
I told you that you weren't going to get married to my son, right? I haven't even bothered getting that sushi I said I'd order for lunch, so get lost. I can't believe that a middle school graduate is even in our house right now. If my husband knew about this, he'd be appalled.
I came here to have a word with you.
Well, I don't want any of your words.
But if you do this to me, you're not only going to be tossing me out, but your own son as well.
Well, maybe next time you shouldn't be coming into my house like this after I've told you to stop trying to marry my son.
Richie is upset with you as well right now, though.
He's only a child still, so he has no idea about the intentions I have. I'm sure as he continues to grow up, he'll understand everything here.
Not only was he surprised about how you wouldn't listen to me, but the fact that you didn't listen to him either before throwing that bucket of water all over me. He's furious now.
Well, you deserve to be drenched in cold water like that since you never took the time to take life seriously by getting a proper education.
Are you really going to try and end all of this without ever listening to either one of us?
There is nothing I want more than to have you shut up and leave my sons and my life at once. Do you really think my ears have the patience to listen to you? I am not interested in you anymore. You are nothing more than trash in this society, and such trash is not welcomed here.
You're going to regret all of this then.
The only one that's going to regret anything is the one that's missed her chance to marry my bright and wealthy son. You'd never be able to last long anyway with a Harvard alumni like my son. Now stop with all this nonsense and leave my son right now. You'd want me to leave him even though he's my employee? Huh? What are you talking about? Your employee? There's no way in hell he's your employee, right? If anything, you should be his employee, and even then I wouldn't believe it. When I say that he's my employee, I mean that as in he's one of the workers I've hired to work for me. And so far he's done everything to make sure that the work I give him is done correctly and on time. And, well, since he's so good at working for me, it's almost like he's working with me, so maybe I should call him my partner more than anything else. You've employed him? What? What do you mean? Are you finally going to listen to what I have to say now? Explain all this crap to me right now. Why the hell is my son your employee and not the other way around? Well, it's just as I've said. The company that Richie is currently employed at is the company that I'm the CEO of. CEO? Stop playing around with me. No way in hell is a middle school graduate smart enough to own their own company. I actually started working a job of my own in elementary school. And recently, it's not that strange to see younger and younger kids making money through things like YouTube and other services, right? You had a job when you were in elementary school? I do think that studying is a very important part of all our lives, but when thinking about things like high school and later college, I figured that growing my own business would be far more beneficial. So after starting my own company in middle school, I focused more on expanding it than working on homework and such. And when I was finally out of middle school, I chose to test out of high school and then worked full-time making sure my company took off. Excuse me? In my case, my family had been running a business of their own already, so being around them helped me better understand the business world. Are you telling me that my son is currently working for a company whose CEO has been working since elementary school? Actually, that company is long gone now. I sold it to someone else when I was only 11 years old. You sold it? Correct. I sold it when I was 11 to someone who said they could get better use from it. I was even able to sell it for a decent amount of money. So I used the money from that company to start a newer and better company for myself in middle school. Hold on for just 1 second, Mindy. What the hell is this? Something about all of this makes it seem as though you are actually capable of running your own company. Well, when you say it like that, I suppose I am saying all of this like I'm capable. And that's because I am, and I have all the proof to show for it. And not just within my current company, but from all the success I've had from it. As of right now, I own a penthouse in one of the taller towers downtown, and it's got 3 bedrooms in it. A penthouse with 3 bedrooms? Tell me how much money you're making with that job. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you all of that since you don't want to talk much with a middle school graduate like me. Just know that I'm able to employ a lot of workers within my company, and in return I gain a lot of money from the work they give me. I'm sorry that you happen to care so much about everyone's education and judge them based off of only that one part of their life. Since I only ever made it to middle school, it must hurt you so much to see me making off better than your own pride and joy, right? Well, it's too bad I can't explain anything more about this since you wouldn't want to listen anyway. No, wait a second. The only reason I was judging you so much based off being a middle school graduate is because I thought you were after my son's money. What should I say about this? I didn't know you had a company of your own, and that's why I said so many things like that. Well, you made it pretty clear to me that you didn't want to listen to what I had to say about my company. Well, that's just because I had the wrong idea of you, just the wrong idea. I was so looking forward to getting to know my fiancé's mother even more, to the point that I was jumping out of my chair when we first started to text the other day. I assumed that since you were the one to raise such a loving and amazing boy, you'd be just as loving as him. Well, I suppose I just had my hopes up a little too much. You didn't even want to give me the chance to talk to you in person about myself, and I've lost the excitement I had the other day. So I believe the 2 of us will be going now. Such a shame, since I was looking forward to this day. Hold on for 1 minute. I'll go out and get that sushi for all of us. Do you both think you can stay for a little while longer so we can relax and talk? How does that sound? We should both take some time to sit and talk about ourselves a bit more, since we both seem to have the wrong idea of one another. Richie's telling me that he wants to go, so I'm going to follow him out, okay? Good day to you, Lorraine. Hold on. Mindy! When I saw your full name, I was thinking that you might be pretty famous. And, well, after looking into it more, you really are quite an amazing person, right? And when talking about yourself, you really are a beautiful young woman. So your education and such doesn't mean anything to me now, after looking at the wonderful woman you are, both on the inside and outside. And when it comes to men, of course they care more about looks than about your actual education, right? I don't think you have to talk to me anymore, Lorraine. We are both well aware now that your son told you he was cutting ties to you, right? No, wait a moment! I just wanted to talk to you today about how amazing of a person you really are. I'm sorry, but I can see that you're just trying to get to Richie through me. But you won't be able to, because not even I want to talk to you anymore. Please don't say such heartless things to me. We are going to become in-laws really soon, right? You're going to become my daughter-in-law really soon, so you shouldn't have to say things like that about me, right? So let's both work together to fix things within our family so that we can all go back to being happy and loving with one another. Let's begin fixing things right now. I'm not going to become your daughter-in-law, though. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? That's all exactly what it means. I'm not going to become your daughter-in-law or anything like that because he'll be marrying into my family and getting our last name. And not only that, but he already told you he's cutting ties to you, right? Wait a sec. He's getting your last name? That's a lie, right? Tell me that's some kind of bad joke. Richie told me he doesn't want to share the same name with a family that only cares about people's education and nothing else. And once again, he doesn't want you in his life anymore either. So don't expect him to stick around with you anymore since he's going to be a part of my family now. I'm sure that you can see now that once he has my last name, his connection to you is pretty much gone, right? This has to all be a lie, right? He's my only child, Mindy. If he changes his last name to be your family's, then my family will be... This is what he wants to do. He's told me that he's had enough of you and that last time was in fact the last straw. The last straw? Did you even notice that for the longest time, ever since he was a kid, he's been upset with the choices you've made for him? You were the one that forced him to leave all his friends to go to some private high school, and then sent him to Harvard to study for something he never cared for. And not just things like that, but with his first girlfriend, you told her off even though she was going to be entering trade school and everything. But you didn't view that as a higher education and forced her to break up with him. I was just making sure that he ended up with someone who would match his level. And that ex-girlfriend of his turned out to become a very famous dress designer. She ended up going to a fashion trade school, and after that was taken on by a very famous wedding dress studio, where she's now working as a very well-paid tailor making dresses for all kinds of celebrities. Did you know that? That's bullcrap, right? And she's going to be the one making my dress for the day I get married to your son. Right now, she's happily married to a man that's given her a wonderful home to live in, and in return, she had 3 kids with him. And they are all living peacefully together. I get that it's important to have an education and everything like that, but when you have things like a great personality and a smart head on your body, you don't really have to worry about things like elite colleges and snotty things like that. I mean, Lorraine, have you even cared about anything else regarding your son besides his education? Of course I have. I'm his mom, after all. But you didn't know a thing about the company he was hired into, correct? Well, I just assumed that since he graduated from Harvard and was on a path to finding a great job for himself like his father, I didn't have to worry about what kind of company it is and who runs it. Well, just be aware that the money he's been sending you these past few years is going to stop as well. Huh? He's going to stop sending me my money? Your money? He said he's cutting ties to you, and that's what happens when someone cuts ties to someone else. But what's going to happen to me in my life then? Well, I'm not sure. But the 2 of us are going to get married, and shortly after that, we'll no longer really need to think about you anymore. It's not too late for me yet, right? It's okay for me to come over to your place now and come see you 2, right? I'm going to make things right again between all of us. Make things right again? How's that supposed to work when things were never right to begin with? We were supposed to start out with everything being cool and just having a conversation amongst each other, but instead, you splashed me with ice-cold water and told me to get lost. And I am so sorry about that. I will make all of that up to you, I promise. I'm glad we were able to meet at least one time in person where we both got to see our true nature. Don't say one time, though! From now on, I want us to meet each other all the time. We told you that we're cutting ties to you, right? Which is unfortunate since we only just really met. But because of that, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you. So, goodbye forever, Lorraine. Told Lorraine farewell, and then right after that last message, I blocked her number. And right after that, I deleted her contact information and everything. Richie did the same as me, and blocked both her number and deleted all her information. And ever since we both did that, we haven't had to worry anymore about her trying to get in touch with us again, and that's left us both with a lot of peace of mind. As of right now, Lorraine is living life without the money her son would send her, only being able to use the money her husband left her from now on. And as she's doing so, trying not to spend too much of the remaining money, she's been looking at old photo albums of her son and crying, thinking about the past she had. I guess now that she's pretty much lost the one thing that made the present so nice to her, she's going to have to live in the past forever now, with the younger version of Richie that she bragged about so much.
I never want to see you in my house again, do you understand me? And break up with my brother and leave him alone forever, got it? Now, wait just a second. You just can't pour hot coffee all over someone and then talk to them as if they're the problem. What did you just say to me, you miserable cow? I only came over here to tell you that Nathan and we're getting married. I have no idea what I did to you to deserve this type of treatment, which I think is horrible, by the way. And how can you treat someone like this? It doesn't make any sense. You really think I'm gonna let some old divorced woman marry my older brother? Oh, you must be dreaming. Think of that hot coffee as my way of trying to wake you up from this horrible little fantasy you're trying to live. You have got to be kidding me, right? Is that all that you have to say for yourself? Nathan probably doesn't even realize just how close he came to having his life completely ruined by you. But I'm a good sister, and I saved him from throwing away everything just for you. If you couldn't make your first marriage work, I have no idea why you're even bothering to try again. You would just drag Nathan down to your level if you two got married. Is that really what this is all about? You did what you did all because I was married before? I can't believe it. Nathan and I come over here because we wanted to share our good news, and instead you turn around and treat me like this? What kind of person doesn't think that someone should ever get married again just because they were divorced in the past? It makes perfect sense to me and anyone else with a brain and eyes that could clearly see. Of course, someone like you is probably just incapable of seeing just how much this marriage would ruin his life. Then again, maybe you just don't care and you're only out for yourself. But that's all the more reason to protect my brother from an evil woman like you. I don't think I've ever met anyone who's had thoughts like this like you do, Erica. Well then, I guess that means I'm the only one standing in the way of my brother throwing his future prospects away for someone as lame as you. I mean, you already promised to love someone till death do you part, and I don't think either of you or your ex-husband are dead yet. So why should anyone ever trust anything you have to say about love or marriage? Or maybe it wasn't your personality. Maybe your husband left you because you are barren and can't have children. But that's just another good reason to keep you as far away from my brother as possible. Can you please just stop making all these assumptions about my life? I'll have you know that my last divorce wasn't my husband's decision, it was mine. Oh, really? So you left him and not the other way around? That's right. My ex-husband was a drunk who drowned himself in a bottle every night. And he wasn't afraid to get violent with me either. Not only that, but he was always stealing money from me and ended up running away with a younger woman. Oh, wow. Well, that guy sounds like a real piece of work if you ask me. He's complete trash. On that, we can agree. So maybe you can understand why I felt like I had no other choice but to get out of that situation. I really did try to make things work out with my last husband, but nothing I tried seemed to get through to him. The divorce really was my last resort to deal with the situation. Alright then, I guess I understand why you and this guy split up. But it doesn't change the fact that you're still just a dumb woman who isn't good enough for my brother. And what makes you say that? Well, because you were stupid enough to marry such a complete piece of trash in the first place, of course. If you knew this guy was such a terrible person, but you still married him, then that just shows what a complete and total idiot you really are. I don't think you understand. Before we got married, he really was a kind and sweet man to me. But it was only after we said our vows that he changed into this horrible monster. I had no idea that he was hiding his true self behind a mask that he was waiting to take off after our marriage. Oh, there you go, pretending like none of this is your fault when you admitted that you were stupid enough to let yourself be tricked by this person. If you didn't do enough research into who you were marrying before doing it, then that is still on you. And all of this goes back to serve my original point that you are not good enough to marry my brother. Are you kidding me? Do you really think that life is that simple? Besides, I don't think Nathan is enough of a jerk to be your type. Maybe you should find someone more up to your level. Clearly, you're not responsible enough to understand marriage. I mean, you only realized the mistake you made after you made it. A smarter person would have never gotten married in the first place. You don't know what you're talking about at all. I really had no idea that my ex-husband was that kind of man before we got married. I never even saw him drink a drop of alcohol while we were dating. Oh, just shut up already, will you? You're only dragging your own grave, you know. All I've gathered from this conversation is that you're a stupid, irresponsible, reckless woman. You need to take responsibility for your actions and quit trying to blame others for your lack of judgment. Oh my God, you can't be serious, right? You really can't see things from my perspective at all. I don't, because there's nothing to see except you're not good enough for Nathan. Just the thought of being your sister-in-law with a complete idiot like you is enough to send my blood pressure up. You are never going to be good enough to marry anyone ever again. Got it? Little brat, one of these days someone is going to put you in your place. Do you know that? See, you even talk like an old maid. All you've done this whole time is prove my point time and time again. You're not even giving good arguments anymore. I am so glad that I put an end to you and my brother before this whole thing got way out of hand. I don't have time for this nonsense anymore. Goodbye, Erica.
Becca, are you there? I just left my parents' place and I was wondering if I could come over to yours. I want you to forget all about whatever my sister thinks. You and I are getting married.
Do you really want to talk about your engagement with me right now, Nathan?
I do. But first, I just want to say how sorry I am for how Erica has acted towards you today. I've seen anyone do what she did to you and it was absolutely unacceptable. I mean, who pours coffee on someone else like that?
Thank you, but you shouldn't be the one apologizing for that, Nathan. Do you really still want to get married in spite of all the trouble that I might cause you and your family?
I brought you over to meet my family today because I thought they would be happy for me, for us. But after you left the house, no matter how hard I tried to convince Erica that you were the woman for me, she couldn't get over the fact that you were married before. She kept saying all these terrible things about how marrying you was going to be the start of the end of my life. I got so fed up hearing her talk about you that way that I finally left the house.
She really said all that about me to you.
She did, and I couldn't believe it. I had never heard her talk that way about anyone before then. But it also makes me realize that we don't have to care about what she thinks. This is our lives, and we should live them how we want.
Oh, Nathan, I'm so happy to hear you say that to me. But you do know that if we go through with this, your sister will probably never talk to you again. Are you okay with that?
If she's going to be acting this way, then I don't want anything to do with her in the first place. I don't know what happened to make her change, but she isn't the person that I used to know anymore. I was getting fed up with attitude already, so this was just a good chance to make a clean break from all her nonsense.
You really mean that? That you were already thinking of cutting her off?
You know, Erica has always been a pretty prideful girl, even when she was little. She would look down on the less popular kids and judge them for petty things. I remember one time, she had a girl in her friend group who said that she wasn't going to college and was going to start working instead. And Erica just kept bullying that girl and calling her poor and stuff. But I never saw her actually physically take action to bully someone like she did to you today. That's when I knew she really had changed too much.
Wow, I can't believe she said such horrible things to that girl.
She really did. And there was another time where she had a friend who was a single mother, and Erica told her that children without both parents aren't even worth having. She just says the first cruel thing that comes to her mind and never thinks about how it might affect the person she's talking to.
Well, everyone and everything, it sounds like. And to say those kind of things to people actually going through stuff like that, that is just awful.
Well, Erica thinks she's never made any mistakes in all her life, so she thinks she gets to judge those who she thinks have. Basically, she just asserts that she's right and everyone else is wrong, unless she says otherwise.
How can someone even live like that? How has no one ever stood up to her and told her just to mind her own business?
It's a mystery to me as well. But I refuse to let Erica be the reason why I don't marry the woman of my dreams. So please, do you mind if I come over so we can talk more about this in person? I want to plan a date that we can go to court and get married, and then we can look at places to move in together.
It's been a while since we last spoke, but I just wanted to do my due diligence and make sure that you and my brother finally split up. Actually, on the contrary, we've moved in together. And this weekend, we're going to the courthouse to have our civil ceremony and get married. Hold on a second, what? So you two haven't broken up at all? Oh, you're going to get married instead? I can't believe this. How dare you just go and do this after what I said you should do? Erica, can you please just tell me what is this really about that you don't like? Why is it that you don't want Nathan and I to get married so badly? It's because I hate you and you're not good enough for him. I already told you that a divorced woman can never ever be trusted again to be married. You're just going to run away and hurt my brother the moment things get a little difficult for you. Well, I'm not going to let you blow up my brother's life like you did with your last marriage. You really do see things through your own biases, don't you? I'm not biased at all. I'm just honest about what I see, and people don't like to hear the truth. I mean, even after I told you about how I was tricked about who my last husband really was, and that after he changed, I had to just leave him for my own sake, and you still managed to put the blame on me. You made it sound like I was taking the easy way out, even though I told you that divorce was the last thing that I wanted to do. Well, that's because all you said in that whole sob story of yours was it was tough, so I gave up. Do you really think I believe that your husband suddenly changed personalities after you got married? That sounds like an excuse, and a failure at that. And if that's how lightly you take marriage, then clearly you weren't good enough for my brother to stick it out through thick and thin. It was your job to find out about the person you got married to before you married them. What's that term, red flags? You didn't see any of them? Erica, I really think you're making a huge mistake. I don't make mistakes. In fact, I'm also engaged to be married, and unlike you, I know exactly the kind of person that I'm getting with. That's why I agreed to get married to him. Wait a second, you're engaged to be married too? But not even Nathan knew anything about that. Well, he wouldn't know anything since I've been keeping it a secret from the family this whole time. But soon, I'm going to be introducing him to the family, and they'll see just what an amazing man he is. Although, I suppose since the cat is out of the bag, I can tell you that he graduated from Harvard, and he works at a huge investing firm. His name is Charlie, and he's amazing. Oh, and he's all mine. So, your fiancé's name is Charlie. That's right. He's just a few years older than me, but all that means is that he has more life experience. He's so amazing, and I'm not ashamed to be seen with him at all. We're actually the perfect match for each other. So, this Charlie guy is a bit older than you. Do you mind if I ask exactly how much older he is than you? Actually, it's funny that you ask because Charlie is the same age as you, so he's about 7 years older than me. Wait, what? Are you serious? That's right, he went to a great school, has a great job, and is a good age. Basically, he's the perfect catch. I should know. I spent time learning about the kind of person he is, and I know that I'm not wrong about how I feel towards him. I'm not gonna make the same mistakes that an idiot like you did when you got married. So you just dived right into your marriage without even thinking about any of the consequences, and all it got you was a divorce. You know, I think your Charlie might actually be my ex-husband, Charlie. Harvard, the job and finance, his age, it all matches exactly with the man I used to be married to. I'm afraid that you might, in fact, be marrying someone who has also been a divorcee. Hold on, wait a second. What? I know. I'm just as shocked as you are to be hearing all of this. The world really is a small place, isn't it? Is that supposed to be some kind of a joke or something? There is no way that the man I'm engaged to marry ever had anything to do with you. Because if that was really true, then that would mean that I'm about to marry a horrible person. But there's no way that he was married before or even got divorced. Well, all I'm saying is that everything you told me about this man so far has matched up exactly to the man I used to be married to. My ex-husband, Charlie, also went to Harvard, and he also works in finance. And his name is also Charlie, like your fiancé. But that just happens to be all a coincidence. I mean, I've never even seen Charlie drink, okay? And he's never mentioned anything about being married to you or anyone before. Sounds like the same thing he did to me. I never saw him touch a glass before we got married. It was only after he did that he showed me who he really was. But I think you'll find out pretty quickly that he does all of his drinking while you're away, and he only pretends to abstain when he's around you. Oh, you are full of it. This can't be right. And have you actually ever asked him before if he's ever been married? Because I feel like that's something a lot of people don't bring up, especially if they don't see it's necessary. You might want to look into that, though. This is really bad, though. I mean, we're already engaged. How can we get married if he's hiding so much about me that I don't even know? This can't be right. He would never do something like this to me. I know how you feel. I thought the same exact thing before when I got married to him. But he's hiding his true self from you. And once you two get married, you can look forward to him just downing bottle after bottle, night after night. And I don't want to make any formal accusations, but I'm just telling you that it's really worth looking into before you get married, okay? No. You can't be right about this. My Charlie would never lie to me about who he is. I mean, he is my fiancé, for crying out loud. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot that you have the ability to know exactly who someone is and isn't. What is that supposed to mean? I'm only repeating what you said. You told me that you would never get married until you were 100% sure that you knew what kind of person they were. So I guess that means you must have done all of your homework on this person and that you know exactly who you're marrying. I mean, you wouldn't just get married to someone without knowing anything about them, right? Well, of course not. Well then, don't worry about it. I'm sure that things are going to be just fine. After all, if they aren't, then that means you've been wrong about yourself this whole time, wouldn't it? 'Cause I don't think I'm wrong. It never hurts to double check. Oh, no. I really hope that I didn't shake your confidence in your fiancé. After all, you aren't some old hag like me. You're a bright, clever young lady, aren't you? So I'm sure that you know exactly what you're getting yourself into with this guy. I mean, even if I was right, and it is my ex-husband Charlie, and he does change after you two get married, at least you've already been prepared for that, right? Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I just mean that you'll take responsibility for your marriage and won't run away like I did, right? Even when he's drunk and hitting you, you'll still be there by his side, right? You don't really think that will happen to me, do you? Oh no, what have I done? I can't marry someone like that. Becca, you gotta help me. You were right. My fiance was your ex-husband, Charlie. I asked him if he'd ever been married before, and he refused to answer until I pressed him about it, and then he told me the truth. He really is the same abusive alcoholic that you used to be with. Oh, so you did end up going to double check about who he was. And here I thought that you knew all about this guy before you got engaged to him. Oh, shut up! This isn't a joke, you know. And what am I supposed to do about this now? Please, you have to help me. What do I need to do to help you with? Did something happen? He was going to do the same thing he did to you, to me. He hid part of his life that he wasn't going to tell me about at all until after we got married, okay? When he finally came clean about who he was, he went straight to the kitchen, opened a bottle of wine, and chugged the whole thing right before my eyes. That does sound like Charlie. Yeah. He changed right before my eyes. I couldn't believe it all. He got so angry that he told me I wasn't allowed to leave. That also sounds very much like Charlie. He is just the worst when he gets any alcohol in his system. I told you that's the reason why I left him in the first place. But he told me that he really wanted to get back together with you. Except that he didn't know how to get a hold of you after you left him. And so he finally gave up and looked for another woman. And he said he wanted one with a good job who was young, just like me. And now we're engaged to get married. He really is just a terrible, awful person. And to think that he showed his true colors before the wedding. I remember seeing him drink like that the first time. He shouted and yelled at me the whole first night of our marriage. Please, you have to do something to help me. I ran away and locked myself in the bathroom. I can't spend the rest of my life with a guy like this. I can't leave the house, though. He blocked the door, and I have no other option but to hide in here. Please, you have to come and help me. I don't care if you and my brother get married. Just come and save me.
Well, first of all, sis, Becca and I are already married, and we never needed your permission to do so.
Little sister? Is this Nathan? Did you two really already get married? I thought you weren't going to do that until this weekend.
That was the plan, but then I was told I was going to have a business trip this weekend, so we moved the appointment up. It was all an easy process, and now Becca and I are married.
Well, congratulations. Now, are you going to come and help me or not?
I don't know. You said that you'd let Becca and I get married if we did, but we're already married, so what else do you got?
What do you mean, what else do I have? I'm your sister, and I'm in trouble. Isn't that enough?
But I thought you knew exactly the kind of person that you were going to get engaged to. No? If you like this guy so well, you can get yourself out of this jam, right?
Wait, no, please. You aren't really just gonna abandon me like this, are you? You're not going to leave your little sister with a mean drunk like this, are you?
It's not that I don't feel bad for you. I just really don't feel like I need to do much either. You got yourself into this mess so you can get yourself out. Becca explained very well to you about the kind of man that her ex was, but you just didn't listen, and look where that landed you.
You're right. I should have listened. I should have never made fun of Becca for being divorced. I never thought it would lead to this, though. I was just trying to protect you, Nathan.
So you think that I should thank you for all that you put my wife through? Because I don't ever remember asking you to do that for me.
Please, I'm sorry for everything. Just help me out here, please.
I've called the cops and they should be on their way. But I never want you to talk to me or my wife ever again.
It wasn't long after that call that the police finally came and was able to get Erica that was trapped in the bathroom. It goes without saying that Erica and Charlie promptly broke off their engagement. I heard through the grapevine, however, that all of Erica's friends are now teasing her for having horrible taste in men, as well as not knowing what she got herself into. Of course, this was also just a way of getting back at her for all the times Erica would make fun of her friends for making poor choices with their ex-boyfriends or current partners. As for Nathan and I, we had a small wedding ceremony with some friends and family, and now living together, happily married.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.